Our objective in this lesson is to use properties to find measures of angles, sides, and other quantities involving parallelograms. Let's have a quick review of our previous lesson. Legit or fake? Number one, all angles in a parallelogram are right angles. This is fake. Number two, a parallelogram always has four equal sides. This is fake. Number three, opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal in measure. This is legit. Number four, the consecutive angles in a parallelogram are supplementary. This is legit. Last one, the diagonals of a parallelogram are perpendicular to each other. This is fake. Let's also have a recall of what parallelogram is. It is a quadrilateral with two pairs of parallel sides. Here are the properties. Number one, opposite sides are congruent. Number two, opposite angles are congruent. Number three, adjacent angles are supplementary, meaning the sum of two consecutive angles measure 180 degrees. Number four, diagonals bisect each other. And last one, diagonals form two congruent triangles. Once again, a parallelogram is a quadrilateral with two pairs of parallel sides. Let's have the first example. HOPE is a parallelogram. Line segment HO measures 3 times the quantity x plus 1, and line segment EP is 4x minus 1. Solve for the value of x. Let us visualize this. Let us create a parallelogram. This is vertex H, O, P, E. Line segment HO measures 3 times the quantity x plus 1, while line segment EP measures 4x minus 1. Remember that one property of a parallelogram is that opposite sides are congruent. Let us identify the opposite sides. We have HE and OP, HO and EP. Since opposite sides are congruent, then it means line segment HO is congruent with line segment EP. It means their measurements are equal. So 3 times the quantity x plus 1 is equal to 4x minus 1. To solve this one, let us distribute first 3 here. So 3 times x is 3x. 3 times 1 is equal to 3. Then let us copy equals 4x minus 1. Since 4 is greater than 3, let us move 3 on this side. This will become 4x minus 3x. And let us move negative 1 on this side. It will become 3 plus 1. 3 plus 1 is equal to 4, and 4x minus 3x is equal to x. So x is equal to 4. Let us do quick checking. Let us substitute 4 in our x's here. So 4 plus 1 is equal to 5, and 5 times 3 is equal to 15. In here, let us also substitute 4. So 4 times 4 is 16, and 16 minus 1 is 15. Indeed, line segment HO is congruent with line segment EP. Therefore, our answer x equals 4 is correct. Let's have example number 2. FATH is a parallelogram. Its diagonals meet at point I. Line segment TI measures 2x plus 4, and line segment FI measures 4x minus 4. Find the length of diagonal FT. Let us draw a parallelogram. This is vertex F, A, T, H. Its diagonals meet at point I. TI measures 2x plus 4, while line segment FI measures 4x minus 4. Find the length of diagonal FT. Let us recall one of the properties of a parallelogram, and that is diagonals bisect each other. meaning line segment FI is congruent with line segment TI. So we're going to equate 4x minus 4 to 2x plus 4. Since 4 is greater than 2x, we're going to move 2x here and it will become 4x minus 2x. Let us move negative 4 on this side. This will be 4 plus 4. 4x minus 2x is 2x and 4 plus 4 is equal to 8. To solve for the value of x, let us divide both sides by 2. This 2 here will cancel out. And 8 divided by 2 is equal to 4. So x is equal to 4. Let us do a quick checking. Let us substitute 4 in x here. 4 times 4 is 16 minus 4 is equal to 12. Let us substitute also this 4 here. 2 times 4 is 8 and 8 plus 4 is equal to 12. Indeed, line segment FI is congruent with line segment TI. Therefore, the length of diagonal FT is equal to 12 plus 12, which is 24. Let's have example number 3. Solve for angle E in the given parallelogram. We have here parallelogram LOVE. Angle O measures 5x minus 9, while angle E measures 3x plus 11. Let us recall again one property of a parallelogram, and that is opposite angles are congruent. It means angle E is congruent with angle O because they are opposite angles. Let us substitute. Angle E is 3x plus 11 while angle O is 5x minus 9. Since 5x is greater than 3x, let us move 3x on this side. It will become 5x minus 3x. Let us move negative 9 to this side and it will become 11 plus 9. 11 plus 9 is equal to 20. 5x minus 3x is equal to 2x. To solve for x, let us divide both sides by 2. These 2 here will cancel out and 20 divided by 2 is equal to 10. So we have x is equal to 10. Let us do quick checking. X is equal to 10. Substituting here, 3 times 10 is 30 plus 11 is 41. Substitute 10 here. 5 times 10 is 50. 50 minus 9 is 41. Indeed, angle E is congruent with angle O. Therefore, our answer is angle E equals 41 degrees. Let's have another example. Solve for angle G in the given parallelogram. This time, I have parallelogram GIVE. Angle G measures quantity 14x plus 5 degrees, while angle E is 35 degrees. Another property of a parallelogram is that adjacent angles are supplementary, meaning two consecutive angles measure 180 degrees. So in this case, angle E plus angle G is equal to 180 degrees. Let us substitute. Angle E is 35 degrees. Angle G is 14x plus 5. Let us move 35 degrees on this side. This will become 180 degrees minus 35 degrees. Let us also move this 5 here, and this will become minus 5 degrees. What is left here is 14x. 180 degrees minus 35 degrees is 145 degrees. Minus 5 degrees is 140 degrees. To solve for x here, let us divide both sides by 14. So this 14 here will cancel out. 140 divided by 14 is equal to 10. So we have x equals 10. Let us do quick checking. Let us substitute 10 in our x here. 14 times 10 is 140 plus 5 is equal to 145. Let us add 145 and 35, and yes, it will give us 180 degrees. Therefore, our answer, angle G equals 145 degrees. For now, let me share with you an interesting fact. This is a quadrilateral. It has four sides. And of course, it has four angles. One, two, three, four. Now, what will happen if I'm going to tear apart these corners and put them together? Let's see. Let me just flip this one too, and this one. Notice the angle formed here. It is 360 degrees. So this means the sum of interior angles of a quadrilateral is always 360 degrees. This is called the quadrilateral angle sum property. Another one. This time we're going to consider the exterior angles. One, two, three, four. What do you think will happen if I'm going to put them together? Let us see. Once again, it formed a 360 degrees, meaning the sum of exterior angles of a quadrilateral is always equal to 360 degrees. Let's have a quick activity on this. Angle measure. Solve for the measurement of angle O. Here is angle O. We just learned that the sum of interior angles of a quadrilateral equals 360 degrees. So we're going to add all these angles. This one is 90 degrees and let us equate it to 360 degrees. 50 plus 120 is 170. Plus 90 is 260 degrees. Copy 5x and 360. Let us move 260 on this side. It will become minus 260 degrees. 360 degrees minus 260 degrees is 100 degrees. Therefore, 5x is equal to 100 degrees, and that is angle O. Now, let us talk about area and perimeter of a parallelogram. This one here is what we call the base. And then I'm going to create a line perpendicular to the base, and this will be our height. Now, for the area of a parallelogram, it is given by the formula area is equal to base times height, where B is the base and H is the height. Now, let's talk about perimeter. If this measures B, then its opposite side also measures B. Let me label this side as A. So this one is also A, opposite sides. Now, we all know that perimeter is the sum of all sides. So the perimeter of a parallelogram is given by the formula 2 times the quantity A plus B. We have 2 B's and 2 A's, and that can be shortened to 2 times the quantity A plus B. Let's have an activity about this. Determine the area and perimeter of parallelogram PRAY. The base is 11, the other side is 4 cm, and the height measures 3 centimeter. Let us recall the formula for the area, and that is equal to base times height. Let us substitute. Our base is equal to 11, and our height is equal to 3. And 11 times 3 is 33. Centimeter times centimeter is centimeter squared. Remember that an area is always expressed in squared units. So we have 33 centimeters squared. Now let us recall the formula of perimeter. Our A is 4 and our B is 11. 4 plus 11 is 15. 2 times 15 is 30. 30 centimeters. Let us have another one. One triangle of a parallelogram has an area of 84 squared inches. If its height is 8 inches, what is the area of a parallelogram and the measure of its base? Let us draw a line perpendicular to the base, and this is our height, which is 8 inches. Let us recall one property of the parallelogram, and that is diagonals form two congruent triangles, meaning this triangle here is congruent to this triangle here. Now, the area of this triangle is given, and that is 84 squared inches. To determine the area of the parallelogram, we just have to multiply this by 2 because there are two congruent triangles. So 2 times 84 inches squared, and 2 times 84 is 168. So the area of the parallelogram is 168 squared inches. Now, let us look for the measure of the base. Let us recall the formula. Area of a parallelogram is equal to base times height. We already have the area, that is 168. We also have the height, which is 8 inches. So let us substitute those. To solve for the value of b here, let us divide both sides by 8 inches. So this 8 inches here will cancel out. Inches squared and inches in the denominator, so 1 inch in the numerator will be cancelled out. 168 divided by 8 is equal to 21, and then we have 1 inch remaining here. So base is equal to 21 inches. Try this in parallelogram BEST. Diagonals BS and ET bisect each other at point O. Number 1, if line segment ES is 10 cm, then line segment BT is also 10 cm. Number 2, if line segment BE is 13 cm, then line segment TS is also 13 cm. Number 3 and 4, if line segment EO is 6 centimeter and line segment SO is 7 centimeter, then line segment ET will be, if EO is 6, then ET is 12 cm. If SO is 7, then BS is equal to 14 cm. Next one, if line segment ET plus line segment BS is 18 cm and line segment SO is 5 cm, then what is the measure of line segment ET and line segment BS? Let us answer this one first because we have here SO, which is 5 cm, then BS will be twice of that, 10 cm. Now, since ET and BS is 18 cm and BS is equal to 10, then therefore ET is equal to 8 centimeters. Let us do extra challenge. The measures of two consecutive angles of a parallelogram are in the ratio 4:5. What is the measure of an acute angle of the parallelogram? So we have here consecutive angles, meaning adjacent angles. And we know that adjacent angles are supplementary. So if the measure of the two consecutive angles are in the ratio 4:5, that means 4x plus 5x is equal to 180 degrees because adjacent angles are supplementary. So the sum of two consecutive angles is 180 degrees. 4x plus 5x is 9x. Dividing both sides by 9, 9 here will cancel out. 180 divided by 9 is equal to 20 degrees. Let us substitute 20 degrees in 4x first. So 4 times 20, this will give us 80 degrees. Let us also substitute 20 degrees for 5x. So this will be 5 times 20, and this will be 100 degrees. In total, 180 degrees. Since we are looking for acute angle, meaning angle that is less than 90 degrees, then the measure of an acute angle of the parallelogram is 80 degrees. For the summary, here are the things that we discussed in this lesson. Take time to understand this. Now, it is time to check your understanding. Pause this video for more time. Let us answer. Find the value of x and y in the given parallelogram. So we have here parallelogram CLAP, and the measurement of bisected diagonals are given. Since diagonals bisect each other, we can equate 2x plus 9 and 5x minus 3. Since 5x is greater than 2x, let us move 2x here. It will become 5x minus 2x. Let us move negative 3 on this side. It will become 9 plus 3. And 9 plus 3 is equal to 12. While 5x minus 2x is equal to 3x. Let us divide both sides by 3. And 12 divided by 3 is equal to 4. So x is equal to 4. Now, we can also equate 2y and 3y minus 7. 3y is greater than 2y. Let us move 2y here. 3y minus 2y. And let us move negative 7 to this side. It will become positive. 3y minus 2y is y. So y is equal to 7. Now, let us check if this is correct. Let us substitute 4 in excess here. So it will become 2 times 4 plus 9 equals 5 times 4 minus 3. 2 times 4 is 8, while 5 times 4 is 20. 8 plus 9 is 17, and 20 minus 3 is also 17. They are equal. Therefore, our answer, x equals 4, is correct. Now in here, let us also check this one. Let us substitute 7 in y's here. So 2 times 7 equals 3 times 7 minus 7. 2 times 7 is 14. 3 times 7 is 21 minus 7. And 21 minus 7 is 14. They are equal. Therefore, our answer, y equals 7, is also correct. Gets? Our next lesson is proving theorems on different kinds of parallelogram.